Hello Motorrad World fans, and welcome to this episode of Paddock Talk, and we have got a lot to talk about. MotoGP just never fails to excite. It's a summer break, and never mind all the action that's happening on track, but off track it's just as exciting. In fact, more exciting. We've still got half a season of the 2023 season left. Who's going to be champion? Who's going to do what? But already the focus is now shifting onto 2024 and what's going to happen there. The beginning of the year, it looked like it was going to be a fairly quiet 2024 with a lot of contracts kind of signed, sealed, and one or two spots open, but nothing really major happening. That has completely flipped on its head because in and around the MotoGP paddock, there are so many changes and so many rumors going on that we just had to bring you this video to kind of go through what is actually happening, because a lot of these rumors didn't really think about happening, but now that they're out there and you kind of think about it and you look into it, you think, well, that really could be an option. The most affected with all of this that could be potentially happening is, of course, Honda. And I mean, Honda, it's just going from bad to worse for them. Who knows? Who knows is what is going to happen to the mighty Honda. Never did I think, I would be talking about Honda potentially leaving MotoGP, Honda potentially not having any real championship contender, a big name, Honda going through the struggles that they are. It's just a nightmare for Honda at the moment, and they've dug their own hole in many ways. They went with a direction that just hasn't worked. Marc Marquez, clearly proved that he could ride a bike that he set up in the way he liked it. He could override it and win championships and win races. But, as the championship has crept up, and obviously with his injury, has kind of proven that he's not able to develop a bike, forward, or develop a bike that others can really use consistently. Yes, Alex Rins, won on the LCR Honda now, and there's been one or two good performances by some of his other teammates, but in the current campaign, I mean, Marc Marquez, it's a disaster. He doesn't have the time or the energy to really develop a Honda. He needs to climb on a bike that's winning now. He lost 2-3 years potentially of his career with that injury and everything that's happened around there. And Honda are just at no point to offer him a package that can go challenge for a world title at the moment. And, I've always been at the defense of Marc Marquez, but slowly but surely you can't really come to his defense anymore, because he clearly can't develop a bike that the way it needs to be developed with Honda, and Honda don't have the time at the moment or the resources to clearly do that. So it's just a big cloud of doom and gloom for Honda at the moment. I mean, Jean Mir, he's one of the topics of discussion now, as well as is Marc Marquez, as is Honda. So let's get straight into it then. The first big one, and we've spoken about this a couple of times, is the future of Franco Morbidelli. What is going to happen with the former Moto2 world champion? Talk says, I think the Yamaha deal is pretty much over. There was a time where Yamaha, there was no real other options on the table for Yamaha, and Franco was pretty much their only option. That seems to have gone by the wayside, and it definitely looks like Franco Morbidelli is trying to find himself on a Ducati seat for the 2024 season. Now, his options really are only that of Gresini Ducati or VR46 Mooney. Now, the VR46 Mooney one looks like the really good option. I think Frankie would just thrive in that kind of environment. A team he knows, faces he knows. Frankie Morbidelli needs that kind of environment to really be the best version of Frankie Morbidelli. And that's an option. But what needs to happen for that to happen is Marco Bezzecchi needs to jump ship to Pramac Ducati, which is another rumor at the moment. Still no confirmation, but that could be potentially happening. And Johan Zarco would be the rider replaced there. So Bezzecchi into Pramac with a better deal than what he's currently getting at VR46, which seems like a really good deal at the moment because he's second in the World Championship, winning races, loving life. So, the question is, would he want to move into that, Pramac environment, which seems great? We've seen the likes of Martin thrive, Zarco thrive, a lot of Jack Miller thrive, Pecco Bagnaia thrive. So it's a great environment to be in. But, Pecco loves the team, loves, again, having those familiar faces, that VR46 family. Do you really want to leave that for a little bit more money and, a slightly upspec Ducati? there's nothing wrong with the spec Ducati that you've got at the moment. So some options there for, it's not as clear cut as you think. Better money, better bike, Pramac Ducati, let's go for it. There's a lot to take in there for Bezzecchi. And again, for that move of Morbidelli's to happen, that move is going to have to happen. Marini, what's going to happen with him? A little bit of drop in form lately from Luca Marini. Yes, he's the brother to Valentino Rossi. Is that going to keep him in the seat if those performances don't improve? I don't know. There's definitely a talent there from Marini, but he needs to just show a bit more consistency. He's shown great consistency in his MotoGP career so far, but with so many riders on the market today, has he done enough to keep what is a very good VR46 Mooney VR46 Ducati ride? So anyway, that's Franco Morbidelli. I think his Yamaha days are done. He's trying to look for Ducati seat, Gresini and VR46, and potentially Pramac. If Bez does want to take the Pramac seat, could Franco go Pramac? Let's wait and see. Otherwise, it's World Superbike you go, but even the seats there are filling up at the moment. So Morbidelli wants to be in MotoGP. Valentino Rossi has said Morbidelli should be in MotoGP. So where can he fit in the puzzle? Let's wait and see. Another big rumor that has kind of surfaced over the last couple of weeks, and I didn't really think about it, but the more I think about it, I think it's pretty much a done deal, and I think it would suit both parties, is that of Alex Rins moving from the LCR Honda team into the factory Yamaha team. Now, why I think this will happen is, obviously the Honda has put Alex Rins in hospital for the last month or two with a severely broken leg. The future of Honda, where to go? LCR is a supported Honda team, but by no means a factory team. Rins has so far been overlooked this year when it comes to new swing arms and new bits and pieces, even though he's probably the most successful Honda rider so far this year with that brilliant win at Kota. But how do you say no to a factory Yamaha? Yes, Yamaha aren't in the greatest space at the moment, and they need a lot of work, and it's doom and gloom there as well. But it's a factory Yamaha seat, and Alex Rins on that bike, I think it could work. His riding style, the smooth kind of riding style that is the Yamaha. Yamaha need a fresh new face in there. I think, Quartararo and Morbidelli, who only know the Yamaha and MotoGP, they've kind of taken the development to as far as they can. They need a Rins who can come with a bit of Honda knowledge now, and of course that vital Suzuki knowledge. Bring a different kind of perspective. Bring some fresh ideas to the Yamaha project. I think it'll really help. He's a Monster Energy athlete. He'll fit perfectly into the Monster Energy Yamaha. So that's a move that, from what I hear at the paddock, is pretty much a done deal now in the summer break. And we always knew a lot of these deals kind of were going to happen in the summer break. When they will be announced, we don't know. But a lot of the business is done in the summer break now. So let's wait and see what happens with that. But Alex Rins to factory Yamaha, I can see that happening, which of course again pushes Franco Morbidelli out of the picture there. Another one that is literally a couple of hours old as I do this video is Joan Mir wanting a Ducati ride. Now again, Gresini Ducati, we know that DJ Antonio is out. There's talk about Tony Arbolino coming up from Moto2, but that could be put on ice with the likes of Franco Morbidelli, and especially Joan Mir, former MotoGP world champion, hating life in Honda, does not want to ride the Honda anymore. It's a death trap. He wants to get out of it. Will he even ride for the rest of the year? We don't know. It's been a disaster exercise. He wants out, and he wants on a Ducati. Gresini Ducati, a very good option. Gresini, they've got too many riders to play with at the moment, Gresini Ducati, and that's going to be to the detriment of poor Tony Arbolino, who's doing so well in Moto2, but looks like he's not going to find himself a seat. Is he the caliber and quality of a Morbidelli, or certainly a Joan Mir? Do Gresini overlook that to go for what could be potentially the future in Arbolino? I don't know. To be honest, if it were me, I would go for a Franco Morbidelli or a Joan Mir over Arbolino. My first choice would be Franco Morbidelli even over a Joan Mir. I don't know, but Mir or Morbidelli are the two options that Gresini Ducati are looking for their second spot next year. Zarco, what's happening with Zarco? Well, there's talk that he could potentially switch to LCR Honda. He's ridden for them before. He's got a good relationship with them. If Alex Rins does move, does Zarco fit in there? Zarco's come out and said, I've got other offers from other MotoGP teams. Is Gresini Ducati another option there for him? I think realistically, LCR, potentially even Repsol Honda, with their lack of options, could Zarco be in a factory Honda ride. Yes, he's not going to win races and championships, but it's a factory ride. It's some good money. He's just got to try and not land himself up in hospital as all other Honda riders are at the moment. And then potentially going to World Superbikes. We've heard that he might partner Alvaro Bautista in what would be a star-studded lineup in World Superbikes. Just Ducati looking to dominate even more there. More big news, and another big rumor is LCR looking at dumping Honda. Remember, it's a satellite team, kind of, Lucio Cicchinello runs the thing there. They do get factory support from Honda, but how much does that really mean at the moment? There's talk that LCR will ditch Honda, and KTM have made LCR an offer to, run our bikes. We'll supply the bikes. We'll be a factory kind of supported team to get 2 more KTMs on the grid to accommodate Marc Marquez, a move for Marc Marquez, Pedro Acosta, Paulo Espargaro, Augusto Fernandez. KTM have got this problem of they've got too many riders at the moment. They need to accommodate them. So Augusto Fernandez for me has done enough to keep himself in MotoGP. Paulo Espargaro, hasn't, obviously with the injury, hasn't really had time to kind of show, but he's got a 2-year contract with him, which he says he'd like to see out. And then Marc Marquez wants out. That's a great option. Lucio Cicchinello, give me KTMs, give me more money, give me Marc Marquez and Pedro Acosta. That could be a winning deal for Lucio Cicchinello. Winning deal for KTM, who want 2 more bikes on the grid. Will there be KTM? Will there be Gas branded? Will there be Husqvarna branded? We don't know. I think more likely probably KTM's just LCR branded as they do at the moment, with their own personal sponsors and a little bit of Red Bull money, and that comes with KTM. But I mean, how interesting would that be? That solves KTM's problem of 2 more bikes on the grid, and it solves the problem of let's kick Honda in the face and get Marc Marquez, and we've got a space for either Pedro Acosta in that team or Pedro Acosta in Gas, and move Augusto Fernandez into LCR, or move Paulo Espargaro. But anyway, that'll solve a lot of problems for KTM. In terms of LCR, I think it's a great move. Honda, big question mark. Are they even going to stick around? They clearly don't have a bike. They don't have a rider that's developing a bike. Taka Nakagami is doing a great job in the team at the moment, but it's not really going anywhere. So do LCR say, Honda, thanks, but no thanks. We're going KTM, and we're getting these two, Marc Marquez. How do you say no to that? Is that an option? Is that an option? Let's wait and see. But that's pretty much kept you up to date with everything that's happening off track in MotoGP at the moment in the summer break. We'll hopefully be catching up with Simon Crayfar soon, so keep a lookout on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel for the live chat with him. Hopefully he'll have a little bit more information of all these kind of happenings and just his perspective on this. Otherwise, not that much longer to wait until we are back on track at Silverstone. I will be there. I cannot wait. So again, just stay tuned to Motor Rider World Facebook page and our YouTube channel and our Instagram page for more great content. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch up with you all soon. Goodbye!